Now we turn to M. bovis. We haven't talked about M. bovis for a wee while on Sarah's Country, but there has been a recent update and 9 confirmed cases in Canterbury. One of the properties in mid-Canterbury Ashburton region has been directly linked by animal movements to an infected property detected from the program's August bulk tank milk screening. Stuart Anderson, the director of MPI's M. bovis program, joins us now. Good evening, Stuart. Is this to be concerned, or is this part of the process of any form of eradication of a disease?
Good evening, Sarah. Yes, look, we've known there's more to do with the bovis eradication program. We are still confident that we're heading towards the tail end of finding the infected properties. But we did know and expect that we would find some more properties still, and that this spring was likely the time we would pick those up through, as you said, the bulk tank milk screening. It's a time when animals are under stress, and the disease is more easily detectable. And also we have animals from 2018, born in 2018, that are now milking for the first time as well. And that goes back to the early stages of the program when the bovis effort first kicked off.
So when it comes to 9 active confirmed properties, I'd love to know what determines in your modelling an outbreak as opposed to part of what is an eradication process.
Yeah, sure. So look, yeah, we're not labelling this or considering it as an outbreak, and the reason for that is that the properties they're initially 3 have been picked up in August through the bulk tank milk screening. And the others, one other in September, and then the others are all connected. So it's more of a cluster of properties, certainly in the Ashburton Canterbury region, and we can absolutely explain the connection between those properties. There's been animal movements between the properties, so it's contained in terms of we know how they have become infected through those movements. We haven't seen any properties come through that we can't connect, or in other parts of the country that we can't find a link or a more widespread.
Now, just from particularly parts of the early outbreak, and particularly in South Canterbury, there was fear-mongering of don't buy from the Temuka sale, etc., etc. What reassurance can you give to a nationwide store market that buying from this particular area of New Zealand is safe?
Yeah, so look, as I say, we are, we're actively working through the tracing, and the properties that we found are connected. Our bulk tank milk surveillance is doing exactly what we've set it up to do in terms of providing broad screening across the whole country from all the herds that supply milk, and that's what we wanted to do, is to find these detects. And also we have broad surveillance across the beef herd as well, both in meat processing plants and on farm as well. And that program hasn't found any infections to date. So across all of that, we do have that confidence that we're not dealing with something that's widespread. We haven't found a whole lot of other cases cropping up elsewhere and through the herd, through that screening that we're doing.
Have you seen an improvement in NAICH records to help your efforts?
Yeah, we have. And in the last, I think certainly the last 12, 18 months, there's been quite a shift in terms of the level of NAICH compliance and adherence, which is really great. There's still more to do, but there's definitely been an improvement. And, good NAICH records are really important and such a powerful tool for us in terms of both being able to trace and identify what's been moved where, and to move through so much quicker in terms of doing that work, and ultimately, getting the farmer out the other end of it and free of the M. bovis program.
And that definitely leads into my last question about the support around infected farmers. You say that things are smooth and they are well supported. Are you at a point in time now that we have come leaps and bounds from the start of this in terms of farmer welfare and well-being through this process?
Yeah, look, I think as a program, yes, we've made a lot of improvements and changes from certainly those early days of the program, where there were things that most definitely could have been done differently and better. So yes, there have been improvements. However, we know obviously that even when things go perfectly according to plan in terms of dealing with M. bovis, it's an incredibly stressful, emotional experience for a farmer and family to have to grapple with the possibility of having M. bovis and all that goes with that. So, like I say, even when it goes well and it goes according to plan, it's a stressful, traumatic experience, and we are always working as hard as we can to provide whatever support we can. And continually learning to keep improving and do the best we can to help farmers work through it.
Looking forward to the end of this eradication process, as long as it takes to get to that outcome, which is beneficial for all, but in the same time we have our farmer wellbeing at the forefront of this entire process. Stuart Anderson, the M. bovis program director for MPI, and what a hell of a job, I must say. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on to Serious Country for a bit of an update there, with 9 new active cases in the Canterbury and Mid-Canterbury area, Ashburton area, my apologies. Of course, you can keep up to date on farmersweekly.co.nz, or of course you can subscribe to the weekly M. bovis updates on MPI's website.
This is Serious Country.